Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tim
Here's a big one.
and Bill.
Mother.
And each week, one of us picks an artist and brings to the table for their friends to talk about and rank, all in good fun. Oh, excuse me. This week, it's Bill's pick, and he brought us Pink Floyd. We are talking 1979's The Wall. We have talked about every record up to this point. We're a playlist link channel, sort us by playlist. You can watch all those videos to see how we got to where we are.
Yes. And where we're going to be when we end up where we're at.
Yes. So, Bill, why don't you kick us off
Oh my gosh.
with 1979's The Wall?
Or do you want to go track by track?
Ooh, that'll make for a longer episode.
That's a really long episode if we go track by track.
I can go track by track. I can do it. Where you at, Bill?
I don't think we should. That'd be a really long episode if we were to fully go.
I mean, I'm going to talk track by track anyway when it gets to me, so it don't matter.
Yeah, but it delays it when we do it though. So I'll just start off in the flesh. Phenomenal intro. Love. I love the guitar work throughout this album. I'll start with that. Um, The Thin Ice, top song contender, love it. The Brick in the Wall series, parts 1 and 2 with Happiest Days of Our Lives. You absolutely hear all three of those in a row. I mean, if we get to top songs, if any of us puts one of those on, I would definitely argue that we'd have to do part 1, Happiest Days, and part 2 all together as one track. Because it's this entire album. So this is the first, not first, but this album from start to finish, it flows track to track phenomenally well. Like whether it's the instruments, the vocals, or whatever sound or background noise they're using, it just flows well as you go throughout.
Well, it's a concept record, too.
Yes.
I
Mother.
mean, arguably the most ambitious since Tommy.
Yeah, I talk about Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Mother, phenomenal song. Potentially for me, my favorite track that is titled as Mother, of all time.
Ooh. Tell your children not to
I
walk my
disagree.
way.
Yeah,
I like it more. I like it more than Danzig's. I mean, I love that.
I agree with you.
I love
Bill.
it,
I agree
but
with you.
I like this one more.
I like it better than
Goodbye
Danzig's.
Blue Sky. I love the vocals. Jason, the birds are back for you. I know you probably commented on that, but hey, I thought it worked phenomenally on that track. Empty Spaces, great song. Young Lust. I mean, if you've not dove deep into Pink Floyd, you've probably heard Young Lust at least a half dozen times at some point. You know, maybe it was your local Menards or something like that. Like you heard it. Um, One of My Turns, phenomenal song again. Don't Leave Me Now. I the vocals again on it, just phenomenal. So another Brick in the Wall part 3. I mean, it works in the sense of the concept album. I wish that they would have done. I don't want to say a different title because it's still another brick in the wall, but like it feels like you. The word reprise won't work as well, but like that's really kind of what it almost is working out to be almost at the end here. Um,
Yeah, but
like
it hints
well,
at
the end of
like
part 1 too. Yeah.
it hints at like what's coming after too. Like
yeah,
his tone, his delivery, the anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Lot of foreshadowing on this first half.
Yeah.
I've tried to look at it critically with not just saying I love every song here, guys.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
fine too. You can say that too. You know,
um,
I'm with you up to
We're
this
not trying
point.
to pull another Dark Side of the
Yeah.
Moon.
yeah. I mean, Goodbye Cruel World. You get Top Song Contender. Then you get Hey You, which Hey You might have been one of the first Pink Floyd songs I had heard. Um, is anybody out there? It's you know, I'm not gonna say it's nothing special because it is something special that track. With the vocal delivery, but for Pink Floyd, it was nothing crazy, if I say it like that. Nobody Home, again, nothing negative to say about it. Farah, one of the shorter tracks, but still works phenomenal. Um, Bring the Boys Back Home, I feel like goes exceptionally well into Comfortably Numb, which if you haven't heard Comfortably Numb and you're over 15 years old, you've lived under a rock. Like, I don't know how you could have not heard that song at this point in your life. Um, Show Must Go On, it's shorter song. Um, not not the craziest again. It's I'm not gonna call it simple because it's not simple for a song, but it's not as dynamic as the rest of Pink Floyd songs are on this album.
Oh, that's a twofer,
Um,
man.
in the Flesh, phenomenal. Run Like Hell, again, top song contender. Love the instrument work on it. Waiting for the Worms, that was a sleeper top song contender. I forgot that song existed. Then I listened to this album like, oh shit, yep. Um, let's see. Then we get to Stop, a short little track, nothing super special. The Trial, again, top song contender. I love the dialogue that occurs in that song. Um, again, just phenomenal. And then you finish with Outside the Wall, which I feel like is a great bookend to this album.
Well, Tim.
Sure. My notes are gonna like echo Bill's like pretty heavily actually. Um, in the Flesh is a classic riff, super heavy. You can totally hear the typo negative there. Um, and it establishes one of the best drum sounds I've ever heard recorded on an album. The drums on this whole thing sound impeccable. Thin Ice, it's cold, it's dark, it's heavy. Another Brick in the Wall Part 1 really sets up the themes, not only for the Brick in the Wall, but for the whole album. Kind of runs through them all, kind of harkening back to, the overture on Tommy, where, yeah, we've had like Meatloaf has already put out Bat Out of Hell, and like Queen had Night of the Opera. There's been a couple concept albums since Tommy, but nothing that was as expansive or as ambitious up until this point. And you can really hear you can hear the musical setups. You can also hear the sides of the vinyl because each side kind of has its own apex. Um, and yeah, the one part where I'm going to disagree with Bill is you don't necessarily need part one, but if you're going to play Happiest Days of Our Lives and you don't play part two, something's wrong with you. Um, and yeah, that's one of their biggest hits, especially when you get another Brick in the Wall Part Two. It's got a very disco feel, but also when the kids come in, it also kind of echoes the punk that they were rallying against on Animals. And at this point, they're kind of accepting it, as well as the disco. Um, it's classic for a reason. You should definitely be listening to it. Yeah, Mother, it's great. It also sets up this where there's a few songs here where the first half is just Roger and an instrument, and then the second half is when the band kicks in, and that's kind of where it takes off. Thus, kind of forgiving the first half where, Yeah, it's good, but maybe it goes on a little too long. Um, Goodbye Blue Skies, classic. I love the acoustic. Um, the
Fucking
keyboards are
birds.
very subtle. And we should mention, yeah, there's birds. I do want to mention that Rick Wright's technically not in the band at this point. He was fired and then hired to play on the recording sessions as a session player. So Rick Wright's playing throughout this album is a little understated. He's definitely just doing the minimum as a giant middle finger, but it is Rick Wright, and even at his angriest minimum, you could argue he steals this album. Like the keyboards throughout just add a layer that
You could say that about the last couple records, honestly.
Rick Wright, rest in peace. He was kind of the secret sauce to this band from
Yeah.
day one. Um, And yeah, I mean, all the way down to the endless river, he's going to show that. Um, much like Happiest Days of Our Lives and Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, I think Empty Spaces and Young Lust should be played together. Can't have one without the other. Um, and Young Lust, yeah, it's classic Pink Floyd banger. We do got to point out, though, that basically Black Sabbath wrote this song a year or two previously on their Technical Ecstasy album. Um, so you do get Pink Floyd kind of responding to not only the punk rock and the disco, but the heavy rock that's really starting to take shape
And
in the
even,
late
I
70s.
mean, Animals had a little bit of that too.
Absolutely, absolutely did. But here it's even more blatant, I feel. Um, yeah, one of my turns, again, it follows that Roger formula. Um, we're still setting up musical themes. We're introducing new ones, new characters, etc. Um, and then yeah, Don't Leave Me Now is kind of the same formula. So this is going to be the first real dip on the album for me. But overall, yeah, we're still in the first half. We're still setting things up. Some things will be left, unresolved. And it's all still very respectable. Another Brick in the Wall Part 3. If Part 2 is like the disco pop version, this is the heavy rock version. And I'm here for it.
Same.
Yeah, bring that every time. Um, and also it kind of sets up the angst of the second half that we're about to do. Because first we gotta, close out Part 1 with Goodbye Cruel World, which in and of itself it's very sad, it's very poignant, it's very direct. In the grand scheme of the album, yeah, maybe it feels a little unresolved and unrealized. Um, but I do like it as the end to Part 1, because Part 2 starts with just, Hey You, classic Pink Floyd banger. Is there anybody out there? Is another like theme set up for Part 2? I think works really well.
That's
As
interesting. You call it part two.
well, yeah. So
You see it
yeah,
in two parts.
I mean
I
technically it's 4 parts, but I consider each part having 2 movements.
Okay, yeah, because I see it as one, two, three, four, maybe five
Sure. Well,
parts.
1, 2, 3, 4 would have been the original vinyl presentation,
Right. That's
and
how.
then
That's yeah.
well, how I first true. I still have it on CD. I don't have the vinyl, but I do have the CD, and it's a double CD.
Yeah, I could see
And
that.
so it's very easy to kind of
That's a
go
part one,
part
part
one,
two,
part two. Yeah.
and I see your parts too. Like I understand where you're comfortably numb is, or sorry, anywhere is anybody out there is another part.
Right. It's another chapter in the
Yeah,
story
it's
for
yeah, I could see the
sure.
two.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody Home follows the Roger formula we've already talked about. This one's kind of a skipper for me, as is Vera. It just is there. Bring the Boys Back Home would be a skipper, but I think it really leads really well into Comfortably Numb. Um, and it also kind of sums up the last couple tracks, which this is my valley for the album. I guess this would be three. Um,
God damn.
Comfortably Numb, though, I mean, that's classic. Arguably, is that the best guitar solo ever?
I mean, have you heard Teen Spirit?
Thoughts, comments down below. The show must go on. It's a lovely little thing. Also, I mean, like Comfortably Numb is so massive. What do you follow that up with? And yeah, it's lovely. And then we get to In the Flesh, which brings back that great riff that they opened the album with. The song itself um, takes a sharp turn story wise. This is when just like all of a sudden we're dealing with fascism and um, a police state, where, the leader of the free world is declaring almost martial law and federal control over metropolitan police. Not that would ever happen in 2025, but
No.
so yeah, it was really interesting to really, especially see the recent news of that actually happening in Washington D.C. And then hearing this and going, yeah, it's not that far of a leap. Um, it also leads straight into Run Like Hell. Again, another classic Pink Floyd jam. You've heard it on the radio. It's one like if I'm channel surfing on my or your local FM radio dial and that pops up, I stop.
Yeah, you ain't skipping it. You ain't
You're not
turning it.
skipping it.
Yeah.
It's classic. And then yeah, much like Bill, I forgot about Waiting Up for the Worms. It's got a real old school Pink Floyd, almost like a more experimental Pink Floyd feel, or not more experimental Beatles feel.
That's the
Um,
only part I disagree with you guys on.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, anyway, top song contender, hidden banger on this album that people forget about. And then Stop is a 30-second song that works. It's kind of, I mean, yeah, it's in the grand scheme of things, we're just, filling up the
Right.
story, but as a 30-second song, I think it works. And then the album itself here kind of falls apart for me, where it feels like there was a lot of unresolved stuff that we're not quite closing in the trial. Um, but listening back to the trial, I want to point everybody back to our Primus episodes. Please go watch those. Because if you like the trial, you like Primus. And if you like Primus and you haven't heard the trial, you're going to love it. And then, yeah, Outside the Walls, almost like a palate cleanser, but it almost feels like the trial happens so fast that I'm not even necessarily ready for that
That's
cleanser yet. It's very abrupt. And, there is a movie. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and watched it.
yeah.
Uh, but as an album in and of itself here, without giving too much away, like it's super ambitious. It's not like a complete home run grand slam. There are some dips and valleys, but overall, I think that it's strong stuff and deserves all the accolades that it gets.
Well, I'd like to follow that up since I'm the last one anyway. I mean, I love a good concept record. I've always been a sucker for concept records. The Downward Spiral,
Sure.
Antichrist Superstar, like Ziggy or Stardust.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Wall is one of those records that just pulls it off. In the Flesh, I want to say we don't read each other's notes. We don't know what the fuck we're going to say. We're all unscripted here. What year was Tommy?
69.
Yeah, jokes aside, though, this is a good Pink Floyd song. It's a nice intro to the album. It sets it up. Think is the Thin Ice as well. It has this weird 50s thing in parts. What?
Oh, now I'm wondering if Tommy was even earlier in 69. I'm second
Oh,
guessing myself. It could have been,
it
what,
was.
68, 67, right?
Yeah, it was before. It was before. But again, like there's a lot of parallels to that.
Yeah.
69.
Okay. I was right. Okay, cool.
The Thin Ice, it's got some heavy Sabbath in parts. It's good shit. Flows right into Another Brick in the Wall. It's fine. I think they do it better coming up. But it's a nice tease, that infamous vocal melody.
Sure.
The Happiest Days of Our
Again, just
Lives.
setting up themes.
Did anybody else hear the MASH theme song playing when this one starts?
No.
Just me? It's a classic. It flows right into Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. You kind of have to have them together, honestly. It's a fucking anthem. What else to say? Mother, I like the tie-in. Like, this is like where, to me, Part 2 kind of starts with Mother. It's a classic. It's a must hear on the album. It's haunting. It's beautiful. Goodbye Blue Sky. I could take it or leave it. Fucking birds. Empty Spaces. This is the start of my favorite section of the album. Top song contender, along with Young Lust. I love the lyrics on it, how it preludes into Young Lust. It's a perfect song and album sequencing. Musically, it's very Bowie, but Young Lust, top fucking song. One of My Turns. It's the middle song in the little story, if you will. Like, he's met the girl now. Don't Leave Me. It's just the Baby Please Don't Leave Me song. But it works in the context. And it kind of works, what Tim said, as it feels like that stupid love pop song, which on the album as a whole doesn't work. But in the concept of the album story, it works.
Right.
But, you know, she leaves him. She's just another brick in the wall. The best part of the three. It's harder. It sounds angrier. It's more solid. I love part 3. Goodbye Cruel World. Hey You, classic top song contender. Great vocal melody. It just flows into Is There Anybody Out There? This is where the album starts to crumble for me a little. Nobody Home. My notes just say I'd rather be listening to Bowie. A t-shirt. I need a t-shirt that says that. Vera, Pass.
Send them in.
Hashtag I'd rather be listening to Bowie.
Yeah.
Bring the Boys Back Home. There's better songs with the same sentiment, but it's still a good sentiment and it works into Comfortably Numb. It's a classic. The opening lines like just live. If somebody says hello to you, you either say hello or you say, is anybody out there? Like, it's just,
Right, right.
The show must go on.
You know, with the lights out, it's less dangerous.
It's less dangerous. I think the show must go on. You got to have that after Comfortably Numb. It's a twofer. Like,
yeah, okay.
It's fucking. They just work. In the Flesh, you get the wraparound. It's heavy. It's great. Again, they're like going back to that Sabbath. I wish they would do more like this. The fact that idiots in the 2020s call Pink Floyd woke because of the rainbow on Dark Side are fucking morons who don't really understand this band at all. Just saying. Run Like Hell, classic top song contender, way ahead of its time. Maybe even shaped the future timeline of the 80s.
Hey, there's a lot of 80s new wave that definitely tries to sound like Run Like Hell, for sure.
Yeah. And Waiting for the Worms, I could take it or leave it musically. Lyrically, it's great, but like I don't see this one. This one didn't stop. Again, it's 30 seconds. You kind of need that for like the end. Tear down the wall. It's fine. Outside the wall, it's just a nice, quiet ending. That I'm with Tim. I think the album, they spent so much time and work building where you just get like, oh, well, our show's been canceled, so here's a final episode type of like the album just
Sure.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like a canceled show. Like we don't know how this ends because we don't have to think that far.
right.
And then all of a sudden, but we got to end.
But as a whole, it still works. Like they still get the point across. It's just I wish the ending wasn't so rushed. Like the ending feels rushed to me.
Well, and I mean, even going back to Tommy, you could argue that the whole holiday camp ending,
I think Tommy
is kind of crowbarred in there.
Yeah, Tommy starts off. The middle parts of Tommy are. I mean, kind of the middle parts. I don't know. It's the fucking Wall.
It is a classic. Yeah,
it is the Wall.
And they do tend to sequence it where every side of the LP gets one of those just classic bangers.
Like you got the section with like his father dying. You've got the section where I don't want to say mommy issues, but like the girl side of things.
They're there, yeah.
Like, and then
the police state.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. And it's an original ideal, which is what I love original concept album ideals.
Yeah, this definitely fits that.
Don't just do Quadrophenia in 2004.
No. Or 1979.
Looking at you, Billy Joe.
Fuck you, that record kicks ass. I'm the Jesus of Suburbia. Rage and love, motherfucker.
Hey, it ain't no Wall, but
right, yeah. It's not an original concept.
Yeah.
This is especially for 1979. This ain't Animal Farm. That's all I'm saying.
No.
It ain't. Well, I mean, it's not. It is in 1984, but like.
It kind of leads into it.
It leads into it.
He's read 1984 for sure.
It definitely still feels very personal in a way that like a Wish You Were Here did. We're like, yeah, they're mourning the loss of a friend. Where this is almost like mourning the loss of their anonymity.
I mean, there's still like themes of loss though. Like that, every brick in the wall is a loss. Like.
Right,
whether it be a relative.
And it's also building that wall that keeps you, these walls will keep them out. They'll keep you in.
Yeah. And that's kind of what makes Outside the Wall work. Because it's like.
Right. Because you're finally free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting metaphor. It's an interesting commentary on just life, not only in the 20th century, but in the 21st.
Yeah, it holds up.
Yeah, it definitely holds up. And I want to throw out, I'm sure we'll get to the David Gilmour solo discography at some point, but until we do, one of the songs that was rejected for this album, it was There's No Way Out of Here, which is absolutely a top song, David Gilmour classic. So there are definitely some tense studio sessions going on here, and people are fighting. And yeah, we mentioned Rick Wright got fired, so like his opinion no longer matters to Roger,
which is fucked up because Dark Side of the Moon is like the like he owns Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Well, and you can even argue he owns like Metal and Obscured by Clouds and a lot of that, even like going back to the Syd Barrett days.
Yeah.
Like Rick Wright's work really stands out.
Speaking of old Sid,
Just another brick in the wall.
does the wall break the Sid wall?
Oh, yeah. Well, who's got the dot? Who gets to decide?
I do not remember who has the dot. Tim's got the dot.
Oh, I was going to say, I almost made it this whole night without having the dot. Yeah, okay. So for Bill, I think it is going to break the Sid Barrett wall, but it's not going to break the Dark Side wall. I'm going to put this at number 2 for Bill.
So yeah, so I've been going back and forth with where I want to put the wall here. I mean, it's definitely going into the top 3. That I know.
But does it break that Sid barrier for you?
And that is the question.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I think it does. I think you're gonna move this into number 2.
I am going to move it into number 2, but I just want to reiterate that Sid Barrett album is magical.
Color code will tell all.
Well, you're not gonna say Animals is magical or Metal or Wish You Were Here, because you only called out that Sid Barrett record. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm also not saying The Wall or Dark Side of the Moon is magical. Like, that Sid Barrett album is magical.
Okay. Color code will tell all.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Jason's a little tougher to decide. I don't know if it's going to break that barrier. Jason, do you have this at number 4?
Oh, no. No.
Well, higher?
Higher. I'm higher because I'm a sucker for concept records.
Yeah, so this does break it?
Yeah, it breaks that Sid wall.
And it's going to break the Dark Side wall?
No.
No, it's going right there, number 3. Okay.
Yeah. Because the dark side is so like compact and
yeah, no,
it's like
I
Wish
agree.
You Were Here.
It's
compact.
It is tough to say that the wall is better than Dark Side of the Moon.
Conceptually, it works, but from a listening perspective, there's a lot of it. I was just like, I don't really want to listen to that.
There's a lot of fat.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Whereas, Dark Side is just solid gold from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Well, I was still kind of like debating where I was going to put this, and I think you guys just decided for me that it's not going to break the Sid Barrett wall.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to put it at number 6. Color code will tell all, of course.
Tim ended up with the hot take on the wall.
Yeah, I knew I was going to have a hot take on this one. I might have a hot take on the next couple as well, even.
Well, yeah, because you're going to put him above the wall.
Will I? Stick around and find out.
Listen, I can easily see anyone who's listening to the discography, if someone would flip the wall with the debut album with Piper. Like, I really can.
If you're a hardcore Pink Floyd fan, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could see too where like some people would think it's a no-brainer because obviously, the wall is much more polished. But there's just a beautiful magic to those Sid Barrett recordings that
we all have them. We all have at least quality. They're all next to each other.
Yep, yeah. And the color code will tell all.
They're all the same color for me, so.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I'll say this.
Someone will probably comment the fact that none of us have the wall number 1, but like.
No.
Pink Floyd's a tough discography.
Well, none of us have it above Dark Side of the Moon either.
No.
Well, no. Why would
you? And I'm the only one who has it above Wish You Were Here.
Yeah. Which you have like ridiculously low, but we won't get into that.
Go back to that one, Bill.
I've
I love saying that when it's not my
I've
band.
I've
I know,
listened to
right?
Wish You Were Here a couple, 2-3 dozen times.
Well, what don't you like about it, man? That's fucked up. Down at number 6. Leave a comment down below why
Have
Bill
a
got.
cigar sucks.
Color code will tell all. I don't know what else to say here.
Right.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. What you got number 6 for Sonic Youth?
Oh, probably 30 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm talking color code wise. We'll match. Stick around for that. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're going to be talking about the final cut tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that.
Important album.
Hopefully we'll be more sober. But as always,
Stay for the hot takes.
Stay
Come
for the hot takes,
Stay
yeah.
for the drunken shenanigans.
Bill's going to whip that vinyl out and be like, number 1, bitches, fuck Dark Side of the Moon. Final cut. Let's go, baby.
Right? You got it in the $2 bin.
All right. Be safe and what, Bill?
If you have a detachable penis and
Make
you
good-
lose it, make
Go to
sure
43rd
that
Street. You might
Yep.
find it on a rug.
Hold up. Hold
and
up.
don't pay full price for it.
Do you know
Right?
that? Do you know that
Bargain
song?
that shit down. Right?
Yeah,
Because
he's busting
$20
out
is
the
too
King
much.
Missile on us, Jason.
At most, you pay
Right?
$17 for that,
Hold up. Do you know that song?
and that's a good decision.
I mean, Bill just blew our minds.
Detachable
Bill, you
penis.
just blew our minds at the end of the wall. And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Yo, come back now, you hear?